Hey, what's up, Greater Collective? Forgive me, I'm having an after work cigarette. I haven't quit yet. So sue me. And then I had to walk home. And it was a long day. Oh, if you haven't been able to tell, I got a new job. That's why I haven't been around during the daytime. It's all good. I need some money. Things. Take care of certain things myself. Since waiting around for anybody else to get back to the pole is taking fucking forever. It sucks being at Heaven's Gate on Earth, holding the ground, but everybody else is holding the ground, and who's got the gate and who's fucking keeping it? As I don't know. Yeah, money. Well, thank God my lips almost healed. It's Father's Day, and I've had some interesting experiences lately. I've been working. Um, the way that spirit takes time to evolve because it works out from one's awakening. Well, to get there, spirit's doing all these folds and somersaults and balances against itself and each other and all the way around doing all this stuff, and nobody seems to be able to see it. That everyone's at a different distance from the pole, let's just call it, from the North Star. And then boom, once you get it, then it's almost like then you're on the other side of that, looking inside out. It's hard to explain. It's crazy stuff. Seeing all these layers, especially if you screwed it in hard enough that you got all the good stuff before you ever woke up, and then you spend all the time afterwards working on all the fucking details and how many times you went under on ice to get all the extra stuff, all the extra Maries at the bottom of the ocean, because a Marie is a pearl hidden in the dark, in a clam in the dark at the bottom. And then all that stuff echoes back in stutters at the same time as each time you go back under again. Then, well, I don't know exactly how it is for everybody else, but since I'm a little bit different, maybe. Um, it's been interesting at work lately watching when there's like a long period of time and nothing's happening, and then people start doing their work and watching people and listening to them talk to each other and talk to themselves and say what they're going to do, whether they're talking, who they're talking to, and watching each person's mind stand apart from itself, talking to itself outward and folding on itself, echoing itself, and then somebody else like cutting in and double dividing it, and their voice being acting like they're at the same pole but folded, holding it off to the side back, and how there's this weird fucking thing happening. Being able to see all these different things in the spiritual realm that nobody really can see that well unless they spent a hell of a fucking lot of time doing their homework. And it had to be worth life and death to program it in, because that's what the fight or flight response is about. It rewrites your programming, and that state of mind. Ugh, so tired, I'm falling down my seat. And that state of mind writes into your physical code, into your subconscious code, and It's always working on the math problems permanently. And then witnessing, it's self-witnessing what it was working on before, but when it was when it's such a complex thing, and being able to see like who's awake and who's not, and you can't always tell because their spirit might have never been all the way to the pole, and it just came up close and then it ran away, and now they're double balancing it against balancing it, and it's sounding like they got it but they don't got it, and pushing off of everybody, and it's some complicated shit, man. I'm looking forward to getting a new phone instead of using two phones. I have the one I got during COVID. It's got a busted screen, no memory. Slower and shit. And I got this other one I'm using now. It's upgraded version, but it's getting beat up. And that was my good one. There's something wrong with the SIM card ever since I got it. So that's what you get for getting refurbished shit from who knows where. When it's not unlocked or whatever, it's hooked up to AT&T or some phone service that doesn't comply. So I mean, I'll be so glad to do that and probably change my phone number. It's been 5 years since I changed my phone number. You know, Father's Day doesn't really elicit a response in me. Honestly, no set holidays do. And really ever have. Except for my birthday, sort of. But in my 20s, early on in my adult life, I realized that without knowing exactly why, that there was a curse on my birthday and upon me in particular, because it would work out for my brother and he has the same birthday and whatever. So then I started work. I'd always volunteer to work on my birthday, and if I could, I'd work a double. And that's a good joke, right? On the double, man. See, you can't beat. If you're true, you're true before you even knew. And 2 weeks ahead of time, as a couple years later, then I started, whenever it was going to be my birthday, I'd order something for myself 2 weeks early before my birthday. And then I'd just enjoy my birthday if I didn't have to work on a new project that I got the stuff for, or I gamed a bit in my 20s. And so play games. From 1 year getting a Band Hero. That was a fun one. Play with the kids, with my wife. Couple friends, off and on. That was fun. And yeah, I don't play an instrument now. The only song, consistently, since the very first time I ever played it, ironically, on the drums, on Metallica Guitar Hero, that I would always get a perfect on, was The King of Nothing. How fucking weird is that? And that stuck out. But having raised, to some degree, at least parts of their childhood, 3 or 4 years each, had 3 kids. And I don't think I've really had a Father's Day ever. And my dad's never been around. And my stepdad, well, ever since he came around, I've been away, mostly. Since I'm the oldest. It's so weird that I'm like the oldest person in the whole family. I'm the most experienced, the most well-traveled, the most well-educated. the one that's had the hardest life, struggled the entire way, had the most divisions, all this, and here I am living in the basement, and I can't even get a ride home from work. It was Sunday. 3 different people have vehicles out of 4 other people. Everyone knew I got off at 4, and nobody picked me up. And I called everybody, and nobody picked up the phone. You see the curse that's on me? Just based upon, just on those that are close to me. On how the mind on the pole works. Me being the one whose head is ultimately on that pole, and no, nobody could put my head on that pole. And it's double, nothing, on it, at it, straight, instantaneous. And anybody around me, I don't know, they're bent. They're leaning on me and away from me, but from in their own head. They're leaning on their me, away from their me, and to and from me, and trying to bend it like as if I was inside of their own head. And so then it just causes this fucking push off. And every time their spirit tries to hit me, and it fucking shoves their ass on the ground, on the inside of their own head. It's fucking strange. And then it just makes it matter. Anybody who tries to come at me like that, it just makes it matter. Well, how are you trying to kick your own fucking ass? Huh? I'm you. If you want to look at it like that, I'm you. So why would you ever do anything to me? Other than like people are like, oh, this is me, this is that's anybody who knows me knows what I like. Oh yeah, well then if you knew who me was out here, then you would know what he likes, and every time you took care of him, you would be able to you would automatically take care of you, and it would happen like magic instead of being like a tug of war with a fucking ghost that fucking hits back. I don't know. It sucks. That's how it is. That's how it's set up. And it did it by itself. It's good to get some exercise and some sun. Be working at least the rest of the summer. Maybe I'll get a car. If a miracle doesn't happen sooner or later, well, if I could put in so much work, babysitting everyone without babysitting anything, handing out all the information without having to hand anything out, anything I do give that's of my own information, well, it's beneficial, but it's cursed too. That's why everyone's spread out so far apart. And there's those that cling together in little groups and try to hide. And try to be like, this is my house, this is me, this is my people. And then we have all the collective people who are out here. They just check in 2-3 times a day, do their readings, are there for whoever needs to be, just like I would be. But I'm rejected everywhere I go, and I have to stay on the outside, even though I should be running the whole fucking operation from the fucking press box. And I gotta be on the ground floor underneath the underneath people, backing them all up and observing the operation at every level as undercover boss. I mean, it's fucking weird. Well, since we're here, I haven't even pulled any cards. And probably a week and a day, 8 days. So let's see, 1501. I had something covering the numbers, and of course I moved it. There we are, 1501. Let's start our reading. Let me brush my sweaty, grimy self before I get in the shower. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Get comfortable here. My mind's blank right now. I don't know if I can read you anything. So just have to call it like we see it. Because we don't know what we're asking. Let's see what the poll has to say. You know what? It doesn't even feel right. Got like 10 major arcana cards. Started with strength. I'll give you that. You know, somebody really has to be mature and have gone through so much life to really, truly be old enough to be there to raise their kids. It's funny how most people, well, let's not say most, but how so many people are all used up by the time they're 40. They're like already worn out, had their kids, tubes tied. It's like they're planning to die by the time they're 55 or 50. And you know what? Throughout the greatest part of history, yeah, most people did die before they were 50. Between 30 and 45 pretty consistently, because naturally that's about how long it takes for somebody to be like everyone else, and then to run into a dead end where, well, you follow everybody else. Oh, so and so got a date. I gotta get a date. They had sex. I gotta have sex. Oh, they got married. There's a new drug. Oh, I gotta try that. Oh, then people are traveling. Okay, I gotta follow that. Oh, well, you know, and then I got a house. Blah blah blah, and it just into a dead end, into a pinch point. Even whether the society was based upon warriorism, the military tradition, or whether people stayed together their whole lives, like more like tribal, or whatever. That's pretty much the cap. Before, I don't know, probably 100 years ago. Especially if you were of lower class. Probably weren't going to live past 40. But nowadays, I think most people, it's hard to force people into enough dead ends and to take away all their stuff enough times in a loving but perfectly divinely guided way, so that they can't just run rid of their parents whenever I wreck my car. I'll just go ask dad. Okay, now I got new money. You know, fuck, even with the whole family here, I still can't, you know, get that kind of care. And, you know, they're old and breaking down. My brother and sister are already getting problems. He's not even 30. And she's 35. Or had 3 kids and all that. And I've already had 3 marriages, raised 3 kids, went to school and studied children, studied psychology, studied space, studied writing, studied all the cultures of the world, studied world history, studied how to build a computer, studied software and how that's designed, studied the internet and how they put that together, studied just mechanics, automobiles, um, obviously ancient cultures and religion, among so many other things. I've collected coins. I've had coins from all over the world and studied that and how money works. Had $5,000-$10,000 in collectible coins from all ages and did all that. I learned about history through that. Had it, it's gone. Well, you know, most people, they get to a point where like, oh, now I'm secure, and then they start hoarding. Oh, you know, every payday I get myself a little gold bar or whatever, and I pilfer all this away. I pilfer all this away, and then boom, they get cancer or something happens, it's all gone. And so that's not a sustainable way to live. Kind of like the 401k. It's the 401k is like the dummy's baby sitting way of how to take care of those who don't know how to take care of themselves. Because if they don't do it for you, then you won't have nothing at all. Even though it'll be gone like that as soon as you get it. But easy come, easy go, right? And it came easy because you just went to work and it just took care of itself. But then it cost a lot the whole way through. And knowing that you had it kept you more comfortable to stay in a bad position called work. Because ideally, you want to work for yourself and not work for others, but do something that helps others, that works for everyone else, but where you're not under them. And one has to know how to manage themselves. If you had all the money in the world and all the free time and you could do whatever you want, what would you do? You'd be blowing it all, getting a Lambo, traveling the world. Well, what are you going to be traveling the world for? What are you going to be going over there to see? Just to blow it? Just to go, hey, it cost $10,000. Look, I saw the ocean in Italy. And look, I have an album of 50 pictures from Italy in the whole trip. Cool. Absolutely cool. What else could that $10,000 on? And did you come back with something that you could take those photos and really like turn your $10,000 trip into something that's worth 30,000 or more? You know, that recycling bit. And that's what they say, like even people win the lottery. You can give them $100 million. You can give them $500 million. And they'll still be broke in 5 years. It doesn't matter how much you give them. They'll just be broke. How the fuck does that happen? You wouldn't have made a tenth of that, 100th of that in your whole fucking life. And you could blow it in 5 years? No way. That's hard to believe. And those are grown people to have jobs and have kids and the average experience of what everybody's dad and mom's like. Wow, you know? How do we raise society when we have to raise everybody, but everyone's free to do whatever the fuck they want to, and they don't know a fucking thing? And as soon as they think they know something, then that's when you're really fucking in trouble because they got to be broken all the way back down into a fucking baby, and then have to lift themselves up all by themselves too, and without going around like who's the man, you know, kind of shit. Like that doesn't get you anywhere. And what are you going to do to contribute to everyone? Is most people just turn harsh and cold and selfish, and it makes them even worse. When it's supposed to build character, it's supposed to make you a better person, make you worth more. I mean, that's what I'm about. 2451. And that's why, they say nobody can tell your potential just by looking at you. But that's why I've been doing all this work on the side, because um, my potential is unlimited. And it's more about, in the end, like me and my partner are going to have to go like this. And so I'm not trying to go off in my own direction. I'm holding down the planet, holding down the pole. And Selena Gomez, come and get it ×2 on a fold. Get the fuck out of here unless you're serious. And if you're serious, yeah, you'll just show up and it'll be evident. And we'll go from there. I don't know. That's the way it was in heaven, right? At the gate, anyway. Man, I'm exhausted. I'm so hungry. It's good for me. Should pull one card. What do we need to focus on the rest of the evening? Or for the rest of the day? At this point, it looks like let me get this out. Sorry, I keep biting on my lip because when I got my lip, it cut it almost all the way through. But I lucked out. So it's driving me nuts. It's the last little bit of it heals. On top of that, on top of what I hit here, almost broke my nose. I hit here, almost split my lip, got the bottom of my lip. Then on top of it, hit this, which was a lot worse, and my fucking right knee. But that doesn't hurt unless you push on it just the right spot. And then, so must have like perfectly hyperextended, tore, I don't know, something. It works just fine. Just don't fucking touch it for another month so it doesn't get worse, kind of thing. And what I find ironic, so that happened on what I claimed was my Mayan calendar birthday, right? Well, almost every injury I've ever had, like I got this scar, I got one here, I got one over my eye on this side, I fractured this elbow, I've tore all the ligaments in my left ankle. Almost every single injury I've ever had, except for one major one, including the car accident, bulging disc on my left side, and my spine right here on the left side behind my heart. Every single thing just happens on the left side only. And so then, yeah, so then I guess that was our evening of the score, huh? We just like fucking take out the whole passenger side, right? All in one swift move. The universe is a funny, interesting place to behold all the magic in it. So we had strength first. So know that if you're here, we're all being empowered, encouraged to be empowered, and know that you have success and that others are supporting you in this time period, this frame that we're going through right now. And then we have a second. That was the first card earlier. So that was my card, right? But then this card I was pulling for someone out there to leave you with. And so this is what to think about. So we get justice in reverse here. So whoever might be watching this, legal issues might not be going your way due to dishonesty and lack of ownership in your own life. And so that might be something to think about. And I wish everyone the best. I'm so fucking beat. I want to stop and say hello. And happy Father's Day. How about that?